Welcome to free online classes of physics with Lambosa. So, dear students, in the previous lecture, we discussed regarding defects of lenses, which are also called as aberrations of optical images. And we discussed main two types of defects, two types of aberrations, chromatic aberrations and monochromatic aberrations. And out of these two types, we have explained the chromatic aberrations. And we come to know that in the presence of chromatic aberrations, the images formed by lenses are not point image. So instead of point image of point object, the lens produces circular image, which is colored, indistinct, and that circular image is spread along a line. And related with that image, we have discussed longitudinal chromatic aberration, transverse chromatic aberrations, and circle of least confusion. And finally, we studied the methods, the method to reduce or eliminate chromatic aberration. And we come to know that one combination of lenses, which is achromatic lens, can be used to eliminate chromatic aberrations of extreme colors from the lens. So, this lecture we will explain an achromatic lens. At the same time, what is achromatism and condition for achromatic combination. And finally, we will discuss monochromatic aberration. So let us start with an achromatic lens. So we know that this achromatic lens is used to eliminate chromatic aberrations of extreme colors from the lens, which are violet and red. So such achromatic lens, an achromatic lens is constructed by combining convex lens and a concave lens of the two different materials. म्हणजे दोन्हीही lenses दोन different materials पासून आपण use करणार आहे आणि त्यांच्यापासून combination करणार आहे by keeping them in contact. And that combination will be look like this. So this is a combination of a convex lens and concave lens. Both the lenses are of two different materials. And on this combination, a parallel beam of light is incident. Polychromatic beam of light is incident. And in that polychromatic beam of light, there are rays of 7 different colors. So this combination, the material and surface curvature of the two lenses are chosen in such way that the focal length for ray of red color and for the ray of violet color for this combination will be equal. So after refraction, the rays of violet color and rays of red color will come on the principal axis at the same time, will converge at the same point on the principal axis. And due to that, the chromatic aberration for extreme colors will be completely eliminated by using such combination of the two lenses. And such combination of two lenses is called as a achromatic lens. And for its preparation, for its construction, we combine a convex lens and a concave lens of two different materials. At the same time, the materials of the two lenses and the surface curvature of the lenses are chosen in such way that focal length of the combination is the same for both violet color and red color. Due to that, the chromatic aberrations for extreme colors gets completely eliminated. Now, let us discuss what is achromatism. What is achromatism? So we know that to eliminate, to remove achromatic combination for extreme colors, what we are using? We are using such a lens, achromatic lens. To eliminate chromatic aberrations for extreme colors, that means violet and red colors from lens, achromatic lens is used, which is combination of convex lens and concave lenses. And this combination of convex and concave lens is called as achromatic combination. And if we use achromatic combination for the elimination of chromatic aberrations from extreme colors, then that process of using achromatic combination is called achromatism of a lens. So the process of using this combination means achromatic combination, is called as achromatism of a lens. So we will discuss now condition for achromatic combination of the two lenses. Condition for achromatic combination, and in the diagram here the achromatic combination of convex lens and concave lens is shown, and this achromatic combination is used to eliminate chromatic aberrations of extreme colors from a lens like this. So the materials of the two lenses are different. We know that the materials of the convex lens and concave lens are not same, different. That's why dispersive power of लेन्स 1 म्हणजे आपण या ठिकाणी कॉन्केव्ह लेन्स म्हणूया आणि लेन्स 2 आपण कॉन्व्हेक्स लेन्स म्हणूया. त्यामुळे कॉन्केव्ह लेन्सचं मटेरियल आणि कॉन्व्हेक्स लेन्सचं मटेरियल डिफरंट असणार. त्यामुळे दोन्हीही लेन्सेसच्या डिस्पर्सिव्ह पॉवर देखील डिफरंट असणार. दॅट्स वाय वी विल कन्सिडर ओमेगा 1 and omega 2 as dispersive powers of materials of two lenses. At the same time, each lens will offer different refractive index for different colors. त्यामुळे यातील लेन्स 1 म्हणजे फॉर एक्झाम्पल कॉन्केव्ह लेन्स व्हायलेट, रेड आणि येलो कलर साठी ज्या रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स ऑफर करणार आहे त्या आपण असं लिहू शकता NV1, NR1, NY1. These are the refractive indices for violet, red and yellow colors offered by lens 1. Similarly, lens 2, that means convex lens, will offer a different refractive index for these three colors. See here. So these are the refractive indices, that means NV2, NR2, NY2. These are the different refractive indices offered by lens 2, convex lens, to the violet, red and yellow colors. And we know that refractive index and focal length, refractive index of material of lens and focal length for a particular color are inversely proportional. त्यामुळं लेन्स 1 ची ह्या तिन्ही कलरच्या फोकल लेंथ डिफरंटच असणार. आपण असं लिहू शकता FV1, FR1 आणि FY1. These are the focal lengths for violet, red and yellow colors for lens 1. आणि अशाच लेन्स 2 च्या ह्या तिन्ही कलर साठीच्या फोकल लेंथ आपण असे लिहू शकता FV2, FR2 आणि FY2. These are the focal lengths for violet, red and yellow colors for lens 2. At the same time, we can use here the symbol K1 for this bracket for the lens 1 and K2 for this bracket for the lens 2. So required physical quantities related with the two lenses we have mentioned here. As these are two lenses, but these two lenses are thin lenses which are kept in contact. So for thin lenses kept in contact, we know the effective focal length of this combination, and we can find effective focal length of the combination of two thin lenses in contact can be written like this: 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2. So this is the effective focal length of the combination. This is the focal length of lens 1 and this is the focal length of lens 2. As the combination of the two lenses should be achromatic. So for the combination to be achromatic, the resultant focal length of the combination, that means this F, the resultant focal length of the combination must be same for both the colors, both the extreme colors, that means violet and red. म्हणजे इथं जी आपण कॉन्केव्ह आणि कॉन्व्हेक्स लेन्सचं कॉम्बिनेशन तयार केलंय, ह्या कॉम्बिनेशनची जी काय रिझल्टंट फोकल लेंथ आहे, इफेक्टिव्ह फोकल लेंथ आहे, that focal length must be same for violet color and red color. Therefore, we can write here effective focal length for violet color and effective focal length for red color for the combination, achromatic combination, must be equal. Or we can write the reciprocal of the two focal lengths equal. And here, reciprocal of the two focal lengths, that means this is the effective focal length for violet color and this is the effective focal length for red color. Now, each lens offer its own focal length for the violet color. So effective focal length for the violet color by the two lenses, we can write like this. See here, 1 upon FV1 plus 1 upon FV2. This is the effective focal length of the two lenses for violet color. And this is the effective focal length by the two lenses for the red color. Now, using this equation, we can refer Lensmaker's equation. And the Lensmaker's equation gives us focal length of a lens like this. 1 upon f equal to n minus 1 into bracket 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r2. आणि या ब्रॅकेट साठी आपण लेन्स 1 ला k1 कन्सिडर करणार आहोत आणि लेन्स 2 साठी k2 कन्सिडर करणार आहोत. आता हे लेन्स मेकर्स इक्वेशन जर आपण व्हायलेट कलर आणि फर्स्ट लेन्स साठी यूज करायचं असेल तर इथं आपल्याला मिळेल 1 upon fv1 is equal to nv1 minus 1 k1. आणि तेच व्हायलेट कलर साठी लिहायचं असेल तर 1 upon fv2 is equal to nv2 minus 1 k2. त्याच पद्धतीनं फर्स्ट लेन्स मधून रेड कलर साठी आणि सेकंड लेन्स मधून रेड कलर साठी ते इक्वेशन लिहू शकतो. सो युजिंग लेन्स मेकर्स इक्वेशन फॉर व्हायलेट कलर in the two lenses, see here the equation can be written like this. So this is the lens maker equation for the first lens plus this is the lens maker equation for the second lens for violet colors is equal to lens maker's equation for red color and lens maker equation for red color for the two lenses. Now on solving this equation, if we solve this equation, we will get one ratio of k1 upon k2. That ratio is like this: k1 upon k2 equal to minus nv2 minus nr2 divided by nv1 minus nr1. So in this way, we got the ratio for k1 and k2 equation 1. Now we will refer the effective focal length for mean color. And we know that yellow color is approximately mean color for the violet and red. Violet आणि red color हे extreme colors आणि yellow color हा approximately आपण mean color assume केलेला आहे. आणि ह्या mean color साठी इफेक्टिव्ह फोकल लेंथचा फॉर्म्युला आपण लिहू शकतो. कॉम्बिनेशन अक्रोमॅटिक कॉम्बिनेशनच्या इफेक्टिव्ह फोकल लेंथचा फॉर्म्युला mean color which is yellow color. See here 1 upon fy gives you effective focal length of achromatic combination for yellow color is equal to focal length for yellow color for lens 1 plus focal length for yellow color for lens 2. Now we can write here lens maker equation for focal length of yellow color for lens 1 and focal length for yellow color for lens 2 like this. See here 1 upon fy we should write here instead of v. 1 upon fy1 is equal to ny1 minus 1 k1. आणि त्याच पद्धतीनं सेकंड लेन्सच्या फोकल लेंथ साठी आपण लेन्स मेकर इक्वेशन लिहू शकता 1 upon fy2 here instead of v there should be y2 is equal to ny2 minus 1 k2. In this way we get equation 3 and 4. आता जर इक्वेशन 3 ला इक्वेशन 4 न जर डिवाइड केलं तर आपल्याला रेशो मिळेल. कशाचा रेशो मिळेल पहा. So equation 3 divided by equation 4 gives, see here, k1 upon k2. k1 upon k2 is equal to ny2 minus 1 divided by ny1 minus 1 into bracket fy2 upon fy1. So this is equation 5. आणि आपल्याला माहिती आहे इक्वेशन 1 हा देखील रेशो आहे k1 upon k2 चा. So from equation 1 and 5, equation 1 आणि 5 च्या लेफ्ट हँड साइड्स सेम आहे. So equating RHS of equations 1 and 5, we can write here. See here, this is the RHS of equation 5 and this is the RHS of equation 1. आता ह्या इक्वेशनची रिअरेंजमेंट करून आपण हा रेशो फाइंड आउट करायचा आहे. The ratio of focal length for yellow colors by the two lenses. See here, rearranging we can write, see here, fy2 divided by fy1. That means focal length for yellow color of lens 2 divided by focal length for yellow color of lens 1 is equal to minus, कारण ह्या ज्या दोन टर्म्स आहेत ना ह्या टर्म्स आपल्याला शिफ्ट करून ही टर्म न्यूमरेटरला जाईल आणि न्यूमरेटरची टर्म डिनॉमिनेटरला येणार. पण इथं आपण डिव्हिजन साइन यूज केल्यामुळे आपण रिअरेंज केलेले आहे त्या टर्म्सची. वी कॅन राईट मायनस, इथं जे मायनस आहे ते साइन इथं मायनस लिहिलं, nv2 minus nr2 divided by ny2 minus 1 divided by nv1 minus nr1 upon ny1 minus 1. And we have studied the concept of dispersive power. And this dispersive power is the ratio of, see here, nv minus nr divided by ny minus 1. As it is the ratio for lens 2. This gives us dispersive power of lens 2 and this gives us dispersive power of lens 1. So this ratio of the focal length for yellow color for the two lenses can be written like this. See here, focal length for yellow color, two lenses are ratio is equal to minus omega 2 upon omega 1. What is omega 2? This is the dispersive power of the material of lens 2. Omega 1 is the dispersive power of the material of lens 1. And this is nothing but this is the condition. This is the condition for achromatic combination of two lenses in contact. So in this way, we can learn how to find the condition for achromatic combination. Now we will study one more condition, and that condition for converging. Condition for converging. So we know that in order to study the condition for converging, we know that dispersive power, this omega 1 or omega 2 is always positive. मग dispersive power जर पॉझिटिव्ह असेल तर इक्वेशन 6 मध्ये this negative sign should not be there. So in order to compensate this negative sign, focal length of one lens should be positive and focal length of other lens should be negative. And we know that convex lens has positive focal length and concave lens has negative focal length. That means if we are using combination of convex and concave lens, then if second lens is convex and first lens is concave, then Fy2 will positive and Fy1 will negative, and negative sign will be in the LHS. As already negative sign is in RHS, it will get cancelled and we will find dispersive power positive. So dispersive power is always positive. So to make that dispersive power positive, the combination of the two lenses, one of that lens must be convex and the other lens must be concave. And for the sake of simplicity, we will consider here the second lens is concave. Second lens is concave. If second lens is concave, then focal length for yellow color will be negative. And focal length for yellow color negative असल्यामुळे आपण त्या कॉम्बिनेशनची इफेक्टिव्ह फोकल लेंथ येलो कलर साठी असे लिहू शकतो. See here, this is the effective focal length of the combination, achromatic combination for yellow color. This is the effective focal length for convex lens, and this is the focal length for concave lens. Negative sign because focal length of concave lens is always negative. Now, for this combination, as we have used first lens as a convex and second lens as a concave, for this combination to be converging, या कॉम्बिनेशन मधून आपल्याला कॉन्व्हर्जिंग इफेक्ट पाहिजे असेल तर ही इफेक्टिव्ह फोकल लेंथ त्या कॉम्बिनेशनची शुड बी पॉझिटिव्ह. सी हियर, फॉर दिस कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ द टू लेन्सेस, फर्स्ट लेन्स इज कॉन्व्हेक्स अँड सेकंड लेन्स इज कॉन्केव्ह, टू बी कॉन्व्हर्जिंग Fy शुड बी पॉझिटिव्ह. म्हणजे त्या कॉम्बिनेशनची इफेक्टिव्ह फोकल लेंथ येलो कलरची पॉझिटिव्ह यायला पाहिजे. म्हणजे 1/Fy पॉझिटिव्ह यायचं असेल तर हा फर्स्ट रेशो 1/Fy1 मस्ट बी ग्रेटर दॅन 1/Fy2. आणि हा 1/Fy ग्रेटर असण्यासाठी Fy1 should be less than Fy2. Hence, Fy1 must be less than Fy2. Then and then Fy will be positive. आणि Fy1 जर less than Fy2 असेल तर इथं पहा, Fy1 less than Fy2 असेल तर या रेशो मधील omega1, you can see here equation 6 मधील omega1 must be less than omega2. So this gives us condition for converging. So in this way, we have discussed an achromatic lens. Also, we studied what is achromatism, and at the same time, we mathematically obtain the condition for achromatic combination. Now, let us shift towards the second type of aberration. We know that there are main two types of aberrations. Chromatic aberrations we have discussed already. Now, we will discuss monochromatic aberration. And this monochromatic aberration introduced even when incident light is monochromatic. That means that incident light composed of rays of same wavelength or same color. Incident light तुम्ही same wavelength किंवा same color ची यूज करून देखील इमेजेस मध्ये जे aberrations येतील, डिफेक्ट्स येतील, त्यांना आपण monochromatic aberrations म्हणतात. And we know that there are 5 types of monochromatic aberrations. Out of that, first type of monochromatic aberration we will explain here, which is spherical aberration. Then what is that spherical aberration? This spherical aberration is inability of lens to form the point image of a point object on the principal axis. So lens is unable to form or to produce point image of point object on the principal axis. This inability of that lens is called as spherical aberration. So in order to explain spherical aberration, we will refer a ray diagram. And in that ray diagram, we are using both convex lens as well as concave lens. So first of all, we will refer here convex lens. And after that, we will refer here concave lens. And both the lenses are explaining spherical aberrations. So this ray diagram are explaining spherical aberration for convex lens or for concave lenses. And in this ray diagram, what is shown? A beam of monochromatic light. ज्या लाईट मध्ये rays of same wavelength, rays of same color असतील. A beam of monochromatic light is incident on convex lens as well as on concave lens. So what is observed after the refraction? So before that, we will find that the incident rays which are very close to periphery of the lens, called as the marginal rays, while the incident rays which are near the pole of that lens, called as a para-axial rays. म्हणजे इथं ह्या पॅरलल रेजचे आपण दोन ग्रुप पाडू शकतो. The incident parallel rays near the periphery are the marginal rays, and near the poles are the para-axial rays. What happens after refraction to the marginal rays and after refraction to the para-axial rays? So first of all, what we have considered here, parallel beam of monochromatic light. इथं monochromatic light चे parallel beam consider केले आपण, is incident on convex lens as well as concave lens. Then it is found that the rays incident near the periphery of the lens, you can see this ray and this ray. That ray incident near the periphery of the lens, that rays are called as the marginal rays. After refraction comes to a focus FM. हा focus point आहे. या focus point ला हे marginal rays after refraction they are converging, which is nearer the lens. So those parallel rays, incident beam मधील जे parallel rays are near the periphery of the lens, means marginal rays, comes to focus FM, which is nearer the lens, while the rays which are near the pole, see here, the parallel rays which incident near the pole, which are called as a para-axial rays. That rays after passing through lens, after refraction through lens, comes to focus FP, which is further away from the lens. Similar process is taking place in case of concave lens. See here, the rays or the parallel rays incident near the periphery. Parallel rays incident near the periphery. That means marginal rays. After refraction comes to focus FM near the lens, while the parallel rays incident near the pole, that means para-axial rays, comes to focus FP, which is further away from the lens. So in this way, the rays in the incident beam of monochromatic light, marginal rays after passing through lens comes to focus FM nearer the lens, and para-axial rays after passing through lens comes to focus FP further away from the lens. So in this way, in this defect, due to that, what is happening? If that rays are coming from the point object, its image should be point only. But instead of forming point image, we are getting circular patch of that image spread along the line. And that image is definitely indistinct and blurred. So due to this defect, due to this spherical aberration, inability of lens to form point image of point object, this inability of the lens is nothing but spherical aberration. We will discuss in this diagram or in this defect all the rays, all the incident rays in the monochromatic light passing through these lenses, both convex and concave lenses. The lens are not able or lens are not focusing all that rays to a single point on the axis, isn't it? And due to that, this aberration, this defect is arising here. This inability of lens to focus all the rays, that means marginal as well as paraaxial rays, to single point on the principal axis. That inability of that lens is nothing but spherical aberration. Therefore, in this defect, all the rays, parallel rays, of course, in that marginal rays as well as paraaxial rays passing through a lens are not focused at a single point on the axis. That's why we are not getting point image of point object. And due to that, the image formation by the lens is shown here. These are the parallel rays in the monochromatic beam of light. आणि या पॅरलल रेज मध्ये आपण इन्सिडेंट रेजचे दोन ग्रुप केलेले आहेत. रेड कलरनं दाखवलेले जे रेज आहेत, these rays are the marginal rays which incident near the periphery of the lens. And blue कलरनं जे आपण पॅरलल रेज दाखवलेले आहेत, that rays are the paraaxial rays which incident near the focus of that lens. And we already discussed that these marginal rays after passing through lens comes to focus FM here, comes to focus FM nearer the lens, while the paraaxial rays after passing through lens comes to focus FE further away from the lens. Due to that, what is happening? The image of point object is indistinct. Actually आपल्याला point object ची image ही point imageच हवी होती, पण इथं ह्या लेन्सची जी inability आहे कोणती, to focus all the parallel rays at a single point on the axis. This lens is unable to focus all the parallel rays passing through it to a single point. Out of that, what is happening? Marginal rays are focusing at a point nearer the lens and paraaxial rays are focusing at the point farther away from the lens. That's why this is the point at which paraaxial rays are converging. So we have written here paraaxial ray focus. And this is the point at which marginal rays are converging. So we have written here marginal ray focus. Hence, the image of point object will be indistinct. Definitely it will be blurred circular patch instead of point image. म्हणजे point object ची image आपल्याला point image मिळाले पाहिजे. But this lens is producing indistinct, blurred and circular patch of that image, and that circular image is spread along the line, and this is due to presence of spherical aberration in this lens. Are you getting this? Now, related to these spherical aberrations, we will once again discuss longitudinal spherical aberration. Here we have written circle of least confusion and transverse spherical aberration in the mathematical form. So mathematically, as we have discussed these three concepts in the chromatic aberrations, while studying chromatic aberrations, we already discussed what is longitudinal aberration, what is transverse aberration, and what is circle of least confusion. So mathematically, what is meant by longitudinal spherical aberration? So here we are getting two focus. At this focus, paraaxial rays are converging, and at this focus, marginal rays are converging. So the distance between focus of marginal rays and focus of paraaxial rays, that distance is called as longitudinal spherical aberration, isn't it? Now, what is that circle of least confusion? So we know that the image formed by this lens due to spherical aberration, that image is indistinct, blurred and circular patch spread along that line. And this image, if the collected on the screen, we will get that the image, circular image, has different direction, different diameters at the different locations of the screen. At a certain location of the screen, at a particular location of the screen should be in between that two focus. And at a certain location of that screen, the diameter of that circular image will be minimum, that we have shown. This is the circular image which is formed here, and the diameter of that circular image or circular patch, you can say, is minimum. And this circular patch of minimum diameter, circular image of minimum diameter, is called circle of least confusion. Now, what is the transverse spherical aberration? So transverse spherical aberration is the radius of circle of least confusion. इथं आपल्याला मिनिमम डायमीटर असणारी सर्क्युलर इमेज मिळालेली आहे. मग मिनिमम डायमीटर असणाऱ्या सर्क्युलर इमेजला आपण म्हणणार आहोत सर्कल ऑफ लिस्ट कन्फ्युजन. कारण स्पेरिकल अबिरेशनच्या प्रेझेन्सीमुळे, या लेन्समध्ये स्पेरिकल अबिरेशन असल्यामुळं या लेन्सनं पॉइंट ऑब्जेक्टची इमेज सर्क्युलर पॅचच्या फॉर्म मध्ये प्रोड्यूस केलेला आहे. तो सर्क्युलर पॅच हा स्प्रेड झालेला आहे अलॉंग दिस लाईन बिटवीन द टू फोकस FM अँड FP. त्या सर्क्युलर पॅच ऑफ इमेजचं अशा पद्धतीची सर्क्युलर इमेज की ज्याचा डायमीटर मिनिमम असेल, दॅट इज अवर सर्कल ऑफ लिस्ट कन्फ्युजन. आणि ह्या सर्कलची रेडियस, द रेडियस ऑफ सर्कल ऑफ लिस्ट कन्फ्युजन इज नथिंग बट ट्रान्सवर्स स्पेरिकल अबिरेशन. So transverse spherical aberration is the radius of circle of least confusion. Is it clear? Okay. So in this way, we once again studied the three concepts regarding spherical aberrations, which are the longitudinal aberration, transverse aberration, and circle of least confusion. Now we will discuss the methods to reduce or to eliminate spherical aberration. In all, there are four methods to reduce spherical aberration. यातील cheapest method जी आहे spherical aberration reduce करायची, ती मेथड आपण पहिल्यांदा डिस्कस करूया. See here, cheapest method to reduce the spherical aberration is to use a plano-convex lens. Is to use a plano-convex lens or plano-concave lens with curved side facing the incident rays, म्हणजे रियल ऑब्जेक्ट. म्हणजे प्लेनो कॉन्व्हेक्स लेन्स यूज करा किंवा प्लेनो कॉन्केव्ह लेन्स यूज करा, we can reduce this spherical aberration, and this is the cheapest method to reduce the spherical aberration. And we know that प्लेनो कॉन्व्हेक्स लेन्स मध्ये किंवा प्लेनो कॉन्केव्ह लेन्स मध्ये वन सरफेस प्लेन असतो and another surface curve असतो. We can see use of plano convex lens to reduce the spherical aberration. See here, this ray diagram, plano convex lens is used with its curved side facing the incident rays. That time, all the rays after passing through this lens converge at a single point on the principal axis. So spherical aberration is reduced here. Now the second ray diagram. In this ray diagram, parallel beam of monochromatic light is incident on plano concave lens. So after passing through this lens, all the rays are converging at a single point, reducing spherical aberration. दोन्हीही लेन्सेसचे कर्व्ड सर्फेसेस जे आहेत, कर्व्ड साइड जे आहेत, ते आर फेसिंग द इन्सिडेंट रेज. आता समजा आपण ह्या साइड्स रिव्हर्स केल्या, म्हणजे प्लेन साइड जर इन्सिडेंट रेज ना फेस करत असतील तर हे स्फेरिकल एबरेशन विल इनक्रीज. that we have written here. See here, reversing the sides increases the aberrations. म्हणजे जर या प्लेन साइड्स, दोन्हीही लेन्सच्या प्लेन साइड्स जे आहेत त्या इन्सिडेंट रेजला म्हणजे रिअल ऑब्जेक्टला जर फेस करत असतील तर या ठिकाणचं स्फेरिकल एबरेशन इनक्रीज होईल. सो we will see that spherical aberration and its elimination with this video. See here, this one is a spherical lens and this is the spherical lens. See here, a spherical lens. This is the spherical lens. A spherical lens eliminates spherical aberration, and here we are getting spherical aberration. Here it eliminates aberration, presence of aberration. So this video is explaining presence of spherical aberration and elimination of spherical aberration. So this was the first method to reduce spherical aberration. In all, there are four methods. Now we will discuss the second method. Certain ratio of radii of curvature for given refractive index almost eliminates the spherical aberration. We know that for any lens there are two curved surfaces or two surfaces, and each surface has its own radii of curvature. Then the certain ratio of radii of curvature for given refractive index almost eliminates the spherical aberration. आता जर आपण गिव्हन रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स जे आहे त्या लेन्सच्या मटेरियलची रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स 1.5 घेतली, तर 1.5 रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स असणाऱ्या लेन्सच्या रेडिओ ऑफ कर्वेचरचा रेशो किती असेल तर स्पेरिकल एबिरेशन ऑलमोस्ट इलिमिनेट होईल, ते आपण बघू. सी हिअर फर्स्ट, फॉर गिव्हन रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स 1.5 म्हणजे लेन्सची रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स जर मटेरियल मीडियमची रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स 1.5 असेल तर त्या लेन्सच्या रेडिओ ऑफ कर्वेचरचा जो रेशो आहे तो किती 1/6 जर असेल तर बाय युझिंग दॅट लेन्सेस वी कॅन ऑलमोस्ट इलिमिनेट द स्पेरिकल एबिरेशन. आणि जर ही रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स आपण 2 घेतली, सी फॉर गिव्हन रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स इक्वल टू 2, that time the ratio of radio of curvature becomes equal to 1/5, and for this ratio also we can almost eliminate the spherical aberration. So this was the second method to reduce spherical aberration. Now third, see here, use of two thin convex lenses, but two, use of two thin convex lenses separated by distance equal to the difference between their focal lengths, with lens of larger focal length facing the incident rays reduces spherical aberrations. म्हणजे तिसऱ्या मेथड मध्ये आपण टू थीन कॉन्व्हेक्स लेन्सेस यूज करूया, त्यांच्यामधलं जे काही डिस्टन्स आहे ते डिस्टन्स त्या दोघांच्या फोकल लेंथच्या डिफरन्स एवढं असावं आणि त्यापैकी लार्जर फोकल लेंथची लेन्स इन्सिडेंट रेला फेस करेल. मग अशा प्रकारचं जर तुम्ही कॉम्बिनेशन केलं, दोन कॉन्व्हेक्स लेन्स सेपरेटेड बाय डिस्टन्स equal to difference between the focal length of the two lenses, then that combination also reduces spherical aberration. And now the fourth method is once again the simplest method to reduce the spherical aberration. What is that? It can be completely eliminated. म्हणजे spherical aberration can be completely eliminated by using suitable combination of convex lens and concave lens. So these are the four methods to reduce or to eliminate spherical aberration. I hope you understand all the concepts quite clearly. So with this, we are ending this lecture.